Okay, y'all. So I was having a conversation with one of my clients, and we were in the process of writing up an offer for this home that they're interested in. We got on the topic of, what they wanted to do as it relates to their terms and why they wanted to do those things. Where was their headspace and their mindset at towards their terms of the offer? And when we got into the conversation, they mentioned, well, the house has been on the market for a set amount of days. Now, let's pause there. Number one, what determines a buyer's market or a seller's market is inventory, right? And right now, because we have a lot of inventory, you're seeing things stay on the market a little bit longer because buyers have options. You know what I mean? So with that being said, when you see a house on the market for a set amount of days, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a negative thing. That doesn't mean there's something wrong with the house. That doesn't mean there's something wrong with the neighborhood. That doesn't mean there's something negatively wrong. It could simply mean that, well, this is not the only 3-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom townhouse in this particular area, and I have options to choose from, right? So that is the nature of our market and where we're at when it comes down to being in a buyer's market. Now, when you're in a buyer's market, much like when you're in a seller's market, you have the upper hand to a certain extent. However, whenever you are a buyer in this market, you still want to play ball. You still want to be strategic with your offer, and you still want to be considerate that someone's selling their home, and at the end of the day, we want to make it make sense for everybody because we all have a common goal, and that's to get to the closing table, right? Buyer, seller, agents, we all want to get to the closing table. So if you are a buyer in this market, please make sure that your mind is open to understanding the motivation of a seller, because just because it's on the market for a long time, again, like I said, it doesn't necessarily mean something's wrong with it, and that seller may not be as motivated as the next person, so they may not be willing to budge on certain things. So you want to definitely make sure your agent gathers those details in advance, while you also have an open mind to the way that you approach the offer, so that everybody can get to the closing table. Okay, so keep that in mind. It's important to know your stuff. Y'all know I'm only one phone call away. Have a good day.